Once upon a time, in a bustling city, there lived a young woman named Naina. Naina was known for her exceptional beauty and grace. She had a smile that could light up the darkest of rooms and a laugh that was so infectious it could brighten even the gloomiest of days. She was a force of nature, a beacon of hope, and a ray of sunshine all wrapped up in one stunning package. Naina had just turned 25 and was celebrating her birthday with her closest friends at a local café. The laughter and chatter were contagious, and everyone was having a wonderful time. As the evening wore on, Naina couldn't help but notice a group of men who were staring at her from across the room. Their stares were unabashed and unapologetic, and Naina couldn't help but feel a bit uncomfortable. As she went to the restroom, one of the men followed her. He made some inappropriate comments and gestures, which made Naina feel uneasy. She hurried back to her table, trying to shake off the unpleasant encounter. Later that evening, as Naina was leaving the cafe with her friends, the same group of men approached her. One of them grabbed her arm, and another one leaned in to whisper in her ear, "You know, you're so beautiful, you must love all the attention." Naina bristled at their audacity but said nothing. Her friends, however, were not so quiet. They immediately stepped in, demanding that the men leave Naina alone. The men laughed, dismissing her friends' concerns as if they were of no importance. Naina and her friends were shocked and disgusted by the men's behavior. However, instead of letting it get her down, Naina decided to use her experience to educate others. She started a social media campaign called Women Love Eve-Teasing, which aimed to challenge the pervasive myth that women enjoy being harassed. The campaign went viral, and soon women from all over the world were sharing their own stories of eve-teasing and harassment. They spoke of catcalls, unwanted touching, and inappropriate comments, all in the name of compliments or harmless fun. Naina was overwhelmed by the response and realized just how widespread the issue was. As the campaign continued to gain momentum, Naina began to receive support from all corners of the globe. Celebrities, politicians, and activists alike praised her for shedding light on the issue and giving a voice to those who had been silenced for far too long. Naina used the platform she'd created to advocate for changes in the law, pushing for stricter punishments for perpetrators of eve-teasing and harassment. She also worked closely with schools and community organizations to educate young people about the importance of consent and respect in all relationships. Despite the progress she was making, Naina knew that there was still a long way to go. There were still those who believed that eve-teasing was a harmless act and that women secretly enjoyed the attention. It was this mindset that needed to be challenged, and Naina was more determined than ever to make a change. One day, while browsing through the countless stories shared on her campaign, Naina came across a particularly moving post. It was from a young girl named Ria, who had been the victim of eve-teasing for years. Ria wrote that she had been too afraid to speak out, worried that no one would believe her or that she would be blamed for the harassment she endured. Naina was heartbroken to read Ria's story, but she was also inspired. She knew that she needed to do more, not just for Ria, but for all women who had experienced eve-teasing and harassment. She decided to organize a march, bringing together survivors and supporters from all walks of life to demand change. The march was a resounding success, with thousands of people taking to the streets to protest against eve-teasing and harassment. The energy was electric, and the message was clear. Women would no longer tolerate this behavior, and it was time for a change. In the years that followed, Naina continued to work tirelessly to end eve-teasing and harassment. Her Women Love Eve-Teasing campaign had sparked a global movement, with people from all around the world joining together to demand respect and safety for all. Slowly but surely, attitudes began to change. Laws were revised, and perpetrators were held accountable for their actions. Schools implemented programs to teach young people about consent and healthy relationships, and workplaces introduced policies to address and prevent harassment. Naina's efforts were recognized far and wide, and she became a symbol of hope and resilience for women everywhere. But Naina knew that there was still work to be done. She understood that changing attitudes and behaviors took time, and that it was a battle that would never truly be over. Yet, despite the ongoing struggle, Naina remained optimistic. She believed that, with persistence and determination, a world where women were free from eve-teasing and harassment was possible. And so, she continued to fight, one step at a time, proving that even in the face of adversity, love could conquer hate and hope could overcome fear.
Please subscribe to my channel Lessons of Life and press the bell notification icon.